morning. Welcome to Infinite Light. My name is Shawnee. I'm doing a collective reading, pulling some cards ahead of time just to try to get a feel on the energy. I got Dory from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And then when I went to go pull cards, the first card that I got at the top, when I flipped the deck over, I got Sea Goddess of Momentum, Consistent Communication. This card says consistent communication at the bottom. In the book, it actually says consistent movement, communication. Consistent communication for me right off the bat is continue to tell yourself this is all for a higher purpose. This is all for some 55 seconds on the clock as I say that. This is all for my good. This is all for my growth. This is I'm getting this real feeling of like but it's too much. You know, it's too much for the love and lighters out there always saying, you know, keep your vibration high, keep your vibration high. And you're like, that is exhausting. How am I supposed to always keep my vibration high when I got, people testing me, testing how healed I really am? I got, life situations happening. I just heard this happen on the news today. And, there's life around you. So it's very, very much almost this feeling of impossible to keep your vibration and your energy high and positive and loving all the time. And this is Spirit saying 100% we understand that life will continue to life around you. At the same time, we're putting all faith and trust that you realize that you can control your reality. So if you just lost your marbles on someone, maybe your oldest kid, maybe your youngest kid, maybe your dog that peed on your Christmas tree, right? If you just lost your marbles on somebody or something, then it's like the idea of like recentering, trying to figure out how it is that you got triggered in the first place, evaluating and then recentering and saying, it's okay. There's gonna be hiccups. Life is life, but I am stronger. I am growing. I am healing, and I have a goal and a purpose, and I'm still on my way to said goal and purpose. This is the communication that you have to keep telling yourself. This card also reads in the book, Sea Goddess of Momentum. This is about really taking care of yourself. Really taking care of yourself. And in the last collective reading, I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was talking about fitness, finances, mental health, and spiritual and religious rituals daily in your life. You should have. And, I realize that some people don't have necessarily a spiritual or religious sort of grasp yet. So that last one, that last pillar of growth for you could be learning every day. Learn something every day, something new every day. And it's purposeful. That's another thing with this Sea Goddess card. It's purposefully being your coach, your own coach. Being your own motivator. Because there's not going to be nan person out here who for the long run is going to be saving you and saving you and saving you. If you want to be a song just came to my head as soon as I was saying that. If you want to be saved, you're going to have to save yourself. And then you're going to have to continue to save yourself every time you feel like you can just feel your body going a step back or feel your mind going a step back. That's why I think Spirit is really heavy on journaling and writing things down and creating an affirmation board or creating the desktop on your laptop or tablet to be a vision board, just collection of pictures that you put together so that when you start getting lost in the mundane of day-to-day life, it triggers you visually to say, I do still have goals and I'm still working towards those. Look at that at the bottom of the deck, the goddess of self-mastery, embodiment. So this green on this original card is your heart chakra. So keeping your heart in the game. Because your head is always going to go this way and that way and up and then down. But your why is going to be the reason that you keep going. And your why is held within your heart chakra. So keeping that protected and keeping that maintained. And then this sea goddess of self-mastery is all of this up here. So relying on your intuition. There's a little blue right here for your throat chakra. Again, with communicating with yourself consistently. I am worth it. I am worthy. I like the art on these cards. They're really beautiful. What do we have moving forward towards the collective spirit? What do we have moving towards the collective before the end of December? Let's do that. What do we have moving towards the collective before the end of December? 3 cards fell out, and I'm just going to pick them up. We have the 7 of Cups in the upright, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Hierophant in the reverse. Coming into this holiday season, I really do feel like there's people on the other side of this camera. Sorry, my shirt's all discombobbled. I really do feel like there's people on the other side of this camera who still allows themselves to be around people that they don't really feel comfortable being around because of obligation. The example would be going around family. And there's some family there that you just haven't been okay with for years. And you still, just because that's your norm. And I'm not here to throw shade on that. I'm just saying that there's plenty of people out there that have yet to fully detach themselves from unhealthy environments. That detachment is coming in your future, but that's not necessarily, I'm saying that intuitively, that's just not necessarily what these cards are saying. But I am seeing you be around, probably even this holiday season is going to be your last straw of dealing with them. Not to say the entire collection of people you're going to be around is unhealthy, but the if you were to look at the color of the aura of the environment when you're around them, there's 1 or 2 people who, which one of these people is not like the other energetically. There's 1 or 2 people that are just inherently toxic, and just being around them. I'm getting immature, irresponsible, always feeling like they have a lack of opportunities. So those are the excuses, always filled with excuses. I lied earlier and I said the cards aren't necessarily saying you're going to detach. That is quite literally what the cards are saying. You're going to detach from them. This is how I see it happening. You've been in your own home life the last collection of months. Maybe you didn't go home for Thanksgiving or something, or not everybody came in for that holiday. And excuse me if I am speaking just purely in sort of the North American holidays, because I know that I get viewers from other folks, but this can still work in the holiday season is still, worldwide. And it doesn't matter what religious or non-religious holiday you follow, it's still right now. In the next couple of weeks, next week, in the next couple of weeks, depending. I see very clearly that because you have been in your own house, in your own home, in your own space, in your own head, and you have been really trying to navigate navigate your mind and your body to be in one and be in sync and really try to cut out all of the BS. You go to be around these people. I'm getting aunties. You go to be around these people, and this is it. Like, this is the last year. I'm not doing this again. Everybody has an excuse, and people say, "Oh, don't blame her for speaking that way. She's just old school." You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, no, because it doesn't serve me. It's the things that are being said are very inappropriate in whatever way, and they just don't make me feel good. And then when I get to be around these people, you'll either do one of two things. You completely shut in, three things maybe. You completely shut in, you numb yourself by drinking or smoking, or you lose your shit. Either way, you're not the true version of yourself, and you're not, and you can't. The energy of the environment doesn't allow you to really shine as yourself. I'm getting last hurrah this holiday season. What does that mean? That means making cuts and standing your ground and saying, you know what? I'm going to do holidays from here on out at my house. Invite the people that I want to invite. Or do Friendsgiving, Friends, Christmas, so on and so forth. Because I'm not here for this anymore. And it could be the actual rituals of that your family usually honors or follows during this holiday season. The rituals themselves no longer serve you. I can't be a part of this anymore. I see quite a lot of you saying that. Queen of Cups in the reverse, Death in the reverse, and the Four of Swords in the upright. And this is you talking to those people. And these are very negative people, because these are emotionally exhausting, depressed, and manipulative, and definitely jealous people of your ability to be different and your strength in said difference. There's going to be somebody that is really going to be worried about you. You've changed. Damn right I've changed. And I am for the better. Don't expect you to really understand. A personal story that I have, when I had to start making cuts in my life, I had to really come to terms with some of these people are never going to just intellectually be able to understand why I no longer let like myself and my kids around these people. And that's because, there's like chemical imbalances. Like mentally, they would never be able to actually grasp. Yeah, some of the symptoms of whatever it is that they have, it manifests as being nasty and emotionally like manic. But if you try to have an actual conversation with this person about anything other than what serves them, their mind literally just cannot grasp it. So I've had to make peace with that. They're not going to change. They're not going to change, and it's not because they don't want to. Their mind doesn't even work that way. I'm talking about people that have like actual disorders, so they would never be able to figure it out. And I had to make peace with that. And this sounds like the path that you're going on with some of these people, because I'm getting withdrawn. And then people refusing to accept endings. So even when you stand your boundary and say, if you were courageous enough and brave enough, and it would take a lot of strength to say, no, I don't think I'm coming back next year. Or when you get the phone call for the New Year's celebration, you're like, no, I'm gonna do things different this year. I'm gonna do it this and then the other. Then the person on the other side of the phone or text message or email is like, wait, what? You're going to get that. You shouldn't do that. That's not the way that we have our rituals. That's not that our family comes together. Two of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Don't go back. Don't go back. Once you speak your truth, I feel like some folks are going to be peer pressured because you've always been able to be. The manipulators have always been able to manipulate you into, I'm getting real like parental sort of energy here. Definitely very family vibes. You know, older aunts, uncles. That's the energy that I'm getting off of this. I'm getting older generation, but we've always done it like this. You're supposed to be the one that brings this. Who's going to bring this particular dish now? But I bought, you know, it's going to be really manipulative, but I bought you this, that, and the other. Do you want me to return it? Because I'll return it if that means that you leave me alone about it. These are the conversations I'm getting. My head started hurting when I said that, which means that it's going to cause you a lot of, like, you have these conversations and these interactions, and they keep coming because people are just going to have an inability to really fully understand what it is that you're saying, that you're not going to be a part of these traditions anymore, and it's going to be purely exhausting for you. Just purely exhausting. But we got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, which means that all of this is just linking you more and more to these two energies right at the beginning. You taking care of you staying committed in your communication to yourself, and you allowing yourself to rely on your trust in your faith, your trust in your inner self, your higher self, your guides. Truly embody the masculine or the feminine energies that you need to embody. More on this Five of Pentacles in reverse, please. King of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords in the upright. No, this isn't going to be easy. So I feel like I'm talking to very heavily traditional families, very heavy traditional cultures. No, you come over here every year on Christmas Eve, we make tamales. You come over here, you know, on this day of Kwanzaa, and you're the one that's supposed to bring the fill in the blank. Do you see what I'm saying? This is very heavy ritualistic families, very heavy but it's volatile. You move into this very new, you're going to become this very new student in being outspoken about your boundaries. The Page of Swords also protects its heart. It relies only on words and not on the heart. And why is that good in this particular scenario? Because you're not losing your emotions. Sometimes when you deal with people who are just spiteful and nasty, if you have the audacity to become, that was an energetic confirmation, excuse me, but if you have the audacity to become emotional in the exchange of words or confrontation, they feel like they've won. It's not happening anymore. And you're like, this is new to you. Being so calm about setting a boundary or saying no. Or if you're dealing with people who have like real sharp snake tongues, you finally being witty enough to counteract that BS enough to shut them up. And you get to see right through the slander. 2 more cards for the collective. 2 more cards for the collective. Let's see. Hold on. I'm getting 2 more cards about the situation. Okay. So then if you're dealing with a family situation and there's money, inheritance, and so on and so forth involved, then, you know, you're going to get smacked with the whole, well, then you're out of my will. Like, these are this is the family that I'm talking about. You haven't come over here to see your grandma in a long time. I don't know why I just got abuelita. You haven't come to see your grandma, and your grandma's she's sick and you need to come. We don't know how many holidays we have with this. Maybe you just don't get anything from it. Like, that's how you know people are really nasty. Is when you put up a personal boundary for your health and for your well-good, and then they try to throw, like, I've seen this firsthand. I've literally seen this firsthand. I left a situation for my actual safety, and then that person had the audacity to send me a screenshot of their life insurance and said, well, I just took you out of my life insurance. This is like, people, if this isn't resonating with you and you're just here because you like my channel, hey. But if this is, I need to tell those people, like, this is real. People really act this way. And those people that this is resonating with, just be ready. Just be alert. What is the overall outcome of them standing their ground? And or of them actually finally realizing, no, I don't want to, these are no longer my people. Ever heard that song, Elton John, and I cannot remember the singer's name. It's called Chosen Family. Look that up. Elton John, Chosen Family. You are my chosen family. Yeah, look up Chosen Family. The overall outcome is new beginnings, prosperity, abundance. You really being able to see the manipulation, really being able to see the manipulation and the jealousy and the people that have always just been exhausting and moody. This is the second time that the Queen of Cups in the reverse has come out. So I'm getting real, what is this? Cancer and Gemini. The signs aren't going to be too much of an importance. It's really the personality types, but there's definitely something here, Cancer and Gemini. But what do you get? You not only do you get the Ace of Cups, but you get the Page of Cups. This is new territory for you. This feeling of, like, it's gonna be like, holy shit, I did it. Oh wow. Whew. Okay. All right. So where do I go from here? Like, that's what the feeling is gonna be. The Page of Cups holds the Ace of Cups as like this new, like, okay, so Spirit just gave me this new opportunity to be this new person and to stand in my new light and have these new beginnings and these new doors open for me to receive the reciprocation of love in all relationships, because now I know what the opposite of that looks like, and I can identify it, and I can stand up against it. And now you're just like, okay, so what now? Because it's all going to be new. A whole new world, right? Gosh, what is that? Aladdin? A whole new world. That song? Being a bit sensitive, though, I need you to know that I feel like this is like, this collection of people that I'm specifically talking to is gonna be real sensitive. And I talked about it in my video yesterday, where when you make cuts from people, you go through a grieving process, even though you know it's for your better good. You know, finally I said something to my mom. She's always been not so nice to me. She's always had these little undercuts, these little sly remarks, these passive aggressiveness, and I finally said something. That was a microaggression, and I don't appreciate that, right? And then you're going to get home, and then the high is going to wear down, and you're going to be like, whoa. Not to say you made a wrong decision. It's just that reality will then hit you, and then you have to process that. You got to process that, my boo. But in this, getting the Ace of Cups as an outcome, that's magical. Not only do you get an Ace of Cups, you get the Page of Cups. So you get to move with the Ace of Cups. You get to make the decision and say, yes, this is how I want things to be now. 2 more cards. Okay, so originally I got the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse when I was talking about losing an inheritance. Don't worry about it. I'm not saying that you won't potentially lose an inheritance. And oh, by the way, you do what you do. These cards are never meant to tell you what to do. They're just letting you know what's happening and how you could play it out. But everybody has free will and you can make your own decisions. What I'm getting with this 6 of Pentacles now in the upright is, I don't need your money. I got my own stuff, right? I do have this warning here of having to process it. And it's not an overtly bad card, because once you go from the 9 of Swords, you go to from the 10 of Swords. This again is just highlighting where I said, you're like, I finally told them my piece. I finally stuck up for myself. And then you get home and you're like, okay, all right. So it's that feeling like, all right, what do I do now? What do I do now? But still within your power again. So it's just coming up twice. Don't worry about it. As far as if money is an issue, 6 of Pentacles, and it can also be like, well, now who do I spend my holidays with? Don't worry about it. You got the Ace of Cups, boo. This is new connections in general. This means that once the universe has you separate from people and places and things, they don't just do it and say, oh, well, I'm done with Shawnee. Not gonna give her anything, advice or gifts or blessings or anything. Just moving on to this other person on earth. No, it doesn't work like that. Once you detach all of the funk and the fog and the gray clouds, then what you see is blue skies, right? So the energy that you were around was blocking positive things coming to you. And one of those biggest things is you realizing who in the heck you are and standing in your power and having self-mastery and having positive self-talk, because there's a around you. So once you're able to let the dust kind of clear and the fog sort of clear, you can see now clearly. So people can see you now clearly. So you will attract in the right people and you will be moved towards the right people. So you don't have to worry. There's no need to worry. None. Okay. That's the reading I have for you all. If this is the last time that I see you before the holiday season, then I say be safe out there. But don't forget to have fun. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.